Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamshachanuramardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnang Bande Jagadgurum. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We salute Bhagavan Sri Krishna, the son of Vasudeva, the destroyer of the demons, Kamsa and Chanura, the darling of the dear mother Devaki, and the guru of the entire universe. We salute him again and again. Om, peace, peace, peace. So we are reading Bhagavat, book number 7. We are in chapter 2, reading the story where the two demons, Asura, Hiranyaksha, elder brother, Hiranyakashipu, they are in the combat, and God in the form of incarnation killed the elder brother Hiranyaksha, and then Hiranyakashipu was, the younger brother, was consoling all the bereaved people of the family in a high Vedantic message, and also that afterwards the relatives and wife and so many kings' wives, they are all crying and weeping, and they are not allowing the body to be taken and cremated. So the god of death then appeared before them, taking a form of a small boy, and he started counseling them that you are all matured people, why are you lamenting? People are born, people will die. You have seen many deaths, so you should not be really upset with this. And it's a life and death is coming and going only, all this philosophy. So the Yama advises the sorrowing women, and what he said, Yama said, how wonderful is the ignorance of these people. Just I am reading verse 37, just to go a little back and come forward. So, how wonderful is the ignorance of these people. They are so much elderly to me in age, and therefore must be well acquainted with the way of human life in this world. They have seen more. I am a young boy, but you are all your elderly people. How many death you have seen, how many disease, bereavement, happiness, misery. Why are you crying? It will come and go. That's the point. Therefore says that it is one who have but returned to the unknown. So who have gone, died, they have gone to the unknown. And where they came from, that was unknown. So coming from unknown, going to the unknown. And middle some years of your life and all this play, that's also every day changing. So why are you crying? So, the unknown wherefrom they came, by others whose destination also will be the same very soon. We are also crying or weeping, we will also be the same, we will also die. So coming from unknown, going to the unknown. We, for our part, are more blessed in this respect, for though we have been discarded by our parents, we are not in the least worried over it. Weak though we are, we have not been eaten by wolves, for he who protects us in the mother's womb is also always there as protector. So God protects everywhere, and it is said, there is a proverb, if God protects, no one can destroy anything. And if God does not protect, then no one can help us. So, 39 verse is read, the Supreme Lord, the indestructible and unchanging being, by his mere will creates, sustains and dissolves this universe. So God creates, by God's will it is here, and it will be destroyed. No? God is so kind, he is creating the whole universe. God is so cruel, he is from fire, house after house, hundreds and thousands of people are in destitute. It's the God's will. What can you say? You are only just in the play of God's hand. So he says that who creates, sustains and dissolves. O mothers, O ladies, this whole world with its moving, unmoving being provides only a sport for the Lord. It is God's sporting. God is sporting with His own creation. No? There is no loss, there is no gain. We came from God, we go back to God. So there is nothing to be crying and nothing to be happening. Things fallen on the wayside are sometimes recovered intact if he favors. Things preserved in the house are lost if the divine will is not favorable. So if the things retain in the protected area, that can be lost if God does not want. And if it is not protected, even unprotected things remain because it is God's will. So, guided by their karma, remaining latent in the subtle body, all jivas get embodied. No? We are all born because of our karma, guided by our karma. As good karma, bad karma we did. We born in an environment to reap the result of that, and we start our journey where we ended in last birth. That type of birth goes back again. So it is the karma, main thing. Our own karma has brought us in this position. Someone's karma has brought us in some other position. Suppose if we look at the world, we really see that how people are guided by their karma, and how at the same moment, so where is some fire, serious fire, their own house is burning. It is pathetic and pitiable to see that. Another place someone is going, fans, singing, dancing, eating, parallelly going on in the whole world. Think about different locations. And some place you go, again some storm of snow is going on, and fire is here. So it is all a drama going on. Whose drama? Who is playing? It is God's play going on. So we are only puppets in the hand of God. But we forget that. We forget I. And there is my suffering. So we say that in every birth, though the bodies partake of the nature of the species in which they are born, the spirit remains separate and unaffected by the bodily qualities. No? The body comes from one to the other. This body changes, activity changes, but the spirit which is behind, that is unchanging. Only moves from one body to another body. Just as a house one lives in, it's separate from oneself. Say in a house, someone is living, vacate. When fire comes, they say vacate. Your own home, you vacate. But you vacate because you are not the house. That means you are something separate from the body. So just as a house one lives in is separate from oneself, so is the body of the jiva, this body of the individual is born out of this superimposition caused by ignorance, separate from jiva, it being an object of perception to him like a house. Just as the bubbles, pots and ornaments are formed of water. Bubbles are formed of water, pots, earthen elements, and ornaments by gold, respectively, perish. The forms of the things perish. Suppose the gold ornament. You have one gold ornament in one design. People say, take the goldsmith to have another design. But gold remaining the same quantity, design is changing. This is a human body, that is a cat body, that's a dog body, that's an elephant body. So these bodies are changing, but the content, the material is the same, that is unchanging. So this is the philosophy that just as the bubbles of pots and ornaments are formed of water, earth and gold, respectively, perish and dissolve into their elements, so will the body undergo dissolution. The design of this body is the design. This design will dissolve. But this undergoing jiva, individual soul, he will only take another shape. Body shape is different. But the inner soul is the same with experience of karma. They are going move and move and move. But behind that there is a bigger I, that they will come later on. Just as the fire in the fuel, air in the body, and all pervading sky in the objects remains distinct from the fields of their manifestation. So is the Atman distinct from the vestment of nature, like body, with which is found associated. So though you see that I am associated with that, but body only is separate, I am the separate. So with the death of the body, nothing happens. You remain the same person. You in the dream you saw yesterday, a bad dream, and you are so worried about it. When you woke up, nothing happened to you. And that body of the dream body is also gone. You don't cry from the dead body, the dream body. We don't cry. Every day, how many bodies we get in? In a dream, we may, this today one, another day another. But that body is born in the dream time, die in the dream time. And you woke up, we come back to this body. So, you see that there is a subtle body, this very gross body, subtler body, dream body. So that body only transforms from one to the other and other. So, oh foolish women, because the wives are crying and weeping, that's why the king has died, so their queens are crying and weeping, so he's addressing, oh foolish women, this Sujagna, for whom you are mourning, lies here before you, beyond the shadow of doubt. You see the physical body, dead body is lying here. When he heard you and replied, you saw this body alone doing it and not the real, he behind it. That the body is still here before you. If you identify the principle of prana, no. So this body is not the important. Body does not function. Dead body is lying down. Why it does not talk to you? Why it does not respond to your call? No. Because somebody living in the body is not connected with the body now. Now you say pran body, the man is alive because he is breathing. If you say breath, if you identify the principle prana, mukha prana, this is the prana means the breath, functioning in this body as the one which hears, replies, that is also wrong. If you see we say, oh, so long he is breathing, he is alive. So breath should be the cause of their life. But no, breath is also, without breath, beyond prana there is mind. So they will go like that, analyzing. Body is the outer coat form, the internal is prana, the energy body, behind is the mind, behind is the ego, intellect, behind the ego and the self. So 5 layers on the reality of truth. So it says, if you identify the principle prana as functioning in the body, as the one is responsible for all your hearing and responding, it is wrong, because the prana and the indriyas are as much unconscious entity as the body itself. As the body is unconscious, it can be destroyed, it can be killed, it can be made agitated. So all these reactions of the body can be manipulated. So prana can be manipulated. And so you don't think prana is the source. It is the spirit, the Atman, associating with the senses, prana and body, that makes them conscious entities. and he is distinct from them. So now you understand, your body is functioning, mind is functioning, because there is some conscious entity behind. And that consciousness is allowing you to function, talk, everything. But without that consciousness, this body is not functional. Your prana, breath, will not be functional. Your mind will not be functional. So what is the source of it is the consciousness behind. So that is the conclusion of the verse number 45. 46 says, the spirit assumes high and low bodies formed of elements, senses and mind, and it throws them away also by the exercise of the superior power of discrimination. So, this body, the spirit, the same spirit which is unchanging, assumes high bodies and low bodies. Many godly bodies, it can assume the human body, you can assume the ant body, plant body, cat body, dog body. So it can take any bodies. It is made of the forms, elements. You know, body is made of 5 elements. Water, air, fire, space, and air. 5 elements. This is air, water, drinking water, air, water, space. Body has taken some of the space. Water, air, fire. You eat food, calorie, heat. So, Kshiti, earth element, which we take through our food, rice, dal, potatoes, all this which grow from the earth, that has constituted the body. Every day we eat. So, earth element is making my body. This breath is making it sustain. So it is supporting that body to be energy body, creating an energy body. So behind that, so 5 elements, air, water, fire, etc., they are making this body, gross body. So form of the elements. And then also the senses, 5 senses, eyes, ear, nose, throat, etc., senses. And behind the mind, etc. And he throws them away also by the exercise of superior power of discrimination. You can analyze that I am not the body, not the mind, and you can throw away, disconnect with this physical body. Only so long as the Atman is in association with the subtle body will he have the suffering and wailing by ignorance. No? So, as long as the Atman, means your own spiritual nature, divine untarnished nature, as consciousness is behind, so all the function of the body is going on, and you will have the suffering, joy, pleasure, pain, that will happen. As long it is associated with the Atman. If it is disconnected, your computer remains computer when the Wi-Fi goes away. But Wi-Fi is everywhere. Why disconnected means it is there, but your computer is not connected. So the body when disconnected with computer, like it is a computer, and now it can see, hear, work, talk, so many things are going on. But Wi-Fi gone. Gone, it has not run away anywhere. Wi-Fi is here. My computer is not connected. This body is not connected with the Atman, which is everywhere. Satchidananda, ocean of consciousness. Then this body is dead. It cannot talk, it cannot, eyes are there, ears are there. So, who is important? Not the body, but what is behind. So, it says that only so long as the Atman, or the self, is in association with the subtle body, that the dream body. No? So long it is connected there, the gross body goes, it matters little. Well, it is there in the subtle body. And the subtle body moves from one body to another gross body, another computer. It comes out of this computer, okay, it is rejected now, dead, and it has used for a long time, or did something it broke. Then you discard that computer. But you don't die. All the material you are putting into the next computer. So another body, computer means another body. A body is necessary, otherwise in the screen how things will come. This body is like a screen in the computer. It is showing the presence. And through that you can experience heat, cold, joy, suffering, pleasure, pain, death, bereavement, all these things are perceivable. But it is that will not die, though the physical body may die. So that is the way life transmigration happens, one body to the other body. That means we don't die, even forget about the Atman. Atman is the inmost reality. It does not go anywhere, that is the ultimate truth. But for relative truth also, the person who is in this body will not die. When this death will happen, it will disconnect. And as I say always, that all the data from this computer will be transferred to the another computer, new computer. All the data goes there. All the impressions of past life goes that person. He may be a holy person, he may be an unholy person, he may be a cheat, he may be a sweet person dedicated for the cause of others. So as the data was there, as one has collected all the data, it will be manifesting in another life. And then again that continues to collect some more data, good and bad and this and that, as computer does. You click, you like which song. If you like Beethoven, then you will find that Beethoven is, all other songs are coming culled together. So mind will be collecting all those good thoughts, bad thoughts, according to our karma, according to our wish. And then, but it will continue till discard. I have taken many bodies, I have seen many experiences, I am tired of it, get out. I am not connected with this. So then you become free from the discernment comes. I have experienced it, but I am no more interested in it. So that, what a great philosophy. Vedanta is bringing Vedanta in the, this is a bhakti book. If you go to, it is called a dualistic, book of dualistic religion. People take as Bhagavat is a bhakti book. Where is bhakti? It is talking of the highest Vedanta. Where is bhakti here? That's why this book is perfect book. It is a Jnana Mishra Bhakti. The bhakti, devotion mixed with knowledge. Otherwise it will be singing and dancing. Dancing and eat what is called good payasam, and then what? Sweet Hare Krishna, this ISKCON, they prepare such wonderful, delicious meals. That's it, because Krishna is to like, but Krishna is also expressing these ideas. So it is to be blended together, and then that will make a beautiful, charming life. But anyhow, so it is a bhakti book, but it is not merely bhakti, it is full of knowledge. It will take years to absorb these ideas, what they are talking about. So only so long as the Atman is in association with this subtle body, so long it is associated, will he have the suffering and the veiling of my ignorance. So I will not know who am I. So I am attached to this. So I will be living like an ignorant person. Now, 48th verse. The acceptance of the reality, of the experience of joy and sorrow, as well as of the sense objects that cause them, is as false a mental aberration as accepting the reality of castle in the air, dream experiences. And see, dream experience is real. If you say real, then I am dreaming, I see one dream. So you are awake, you can see that what I am seeing, you will also see the same thing. Why? No. You see you are in your bed, and from your mind you have created a whole world. Another person is sleeping maybe nearby. he is also sleeping and having another world of dream. Why they are not clashing? Why they are not fighting with each other? Why they contradict with each other? So it says that the acceptance of the reality of the experience, if we accept in life joy and sorrow, as well as the sense of objects that cause them, joy and sorrow, and because this is the cause, fire is the cause of our suffering, storm is the cause of our suffering, that man, crooked man is the cause of my suffering, that good man, he has given me bliss, that's grace. All these experiences are happening. These are not real. Here is the point. Here comes the highest Vedanta. It is not real. It is real so long you see. Last night when you dreamt, when you were dreaming, that time it was true. A tiger jumped upon you and you are running and you are being captured by the tiger, and that experience is true, very true. But you woke up and see, where is that? Gone. So it is just an imagination, figment of your mind. You have to accept that reasonably. That's why he say the sense objects, the experience of joy and sorrow, as well as the sense of objects and the cause, is as false. A mental aberration, as you accept a reality of a castle in the air. Someone says, oh, look, there is a castle in the air. Yeah, you may say a word, castle in the air, maybe a word, good word. But it has no reality any time. Laser beam, they can show so many things in the sky, no? They go to the Disneyland, and evening time, at the night, 9 o'clock or sometimes, they show so many things in the light, laser beam. It seems so real, is it not? But is it real? Really, you can go and live there and stay there. There is good house, building, garden. You can make anything you like. So this world is like that. Baba, what Vedanta? What Vedanta they are talking about? So high, it will be difficult to accept. It is because it is all figment of your mind. Your mind is accepting that. You turn the other way, you see this is world, there is nothing. In the space, you see one corner, it is happening. So, it is called these sense objects and cause them is a false mental aberration. As accepting the reality of the castle in the air. If you accept the castle in the air, oh, I see the castle is true. That is wrong, that is not true. It is only visual. It is visual experience, no? It has no reality. Wearing the 3D glass, going to a movie hall, when you see, but it is not real. You can see so many things. And you can experience even the blast of wind, spray of water, you can feel in your whole body. So realistic, but it is nothing, you see. So this universe is like that. So it is all mental construct. That's why it is called in the same world we enjoy. 20 people are there in one event. 20 persons' experience is different. A Brahmajnani will look at the world in the same place. He will enjoy one way. An ignorant person with sattvika quality will feel another way. Rajasic person will feel another way. Tamasic person will feel another way. So that is the way the functionality goes, but they are not real. Real is Satchidananda, that is the real. These are all mental construct. But to understand is very, very, very deep. Your whole life you go on struggling to understand this. The refinement of the mind comes gradually. Then a little glimpse of the truth can be experienced. Otherwise it is mere words. But that is the truth. That's why what is real we see, it is not real. As in the dream you see your world, dream world is real. It is not real. As in the castle in the air is a word which may create some impression of something. but it is not real. Similarly, the visible universe in which we feel sorrow, suffering, death, bereavement, anger, frustration, these are all realities, and as I am seeing now, it is real. But in the eye of a knowledge knower of truth, it is not real. God only real. God is only there. And you are misinterpreting, seeing God, you are misinterpreting it in different name. Anything that is experienced as a sense object, anything experienced as a sense object, eyes seeing, ears hearing, anything you perceive through the experience of the senses is false. That's the conclusion of the verse number 48. If we understand then whole spiritual, what is the reading use of reading the entire book? But we don't, it does not get in. So that's why again and again this idea is given again and again, like a mother, like a loving mother taking away the ignorance of us, tried to give this. That's a contribution of the scriptures. They have no motivation but to give us this idea, what is the truth. So anything that is experienced as sense object is false. If we understand a little bit of this, then that we are spiritual. Otherwise we are all just running around the truth, but do not know what is the truth. So, those who know the truth about what is permanent and what is impermanent never grieve for the eternal self or for the impermanent body. So, when one knows this truth, that everything you through the senses, are you seeing through your senses? Eyes, ear, these are testimonies. Smell, tongue, touch, or your mind, that's also. Are you perceiving all this? Anything you perceive to the level of this, then you are perceiving wrong thing. But truth is unchanging. That is beyond all this. That's why people call going to samadhi, people call going to the wisdom, the knowledge and wisdom. So it says, so those who know the truth about what is permanent, one simple formula, anything we see, is it permanent or impermanent? One formula we can remember day and night. Is it permanent? Is it impermanent? What is truth? Truth means, truth is truth yesterday, today, tomorrow, 100 years afterwards, 1,000 years before. Truth is unchanging. What is untruth? Because you are lying. People say you are lying. What is lying? That means you say something yesterday and then you say something today. It's not matching. If you say, then people will, oh yeah, he is truthful. What he said, he is saying the same thing. So there is the point. What is truth? One formula. Is it changing or it is unchanging? Find one object in the world what is not changing. Find out anything. Tell me which one. Sun is changing or not? Yes, every day it is changing. You think the galaxies are not there? Are they changing? Is not the movement of the stars going on? And one galaxy, another galaxy, one big family of stars, no? What is going on? It's all movement. It's perceiving. So, it's changing, it is not true. If it is unchanging, that is the truth. So there is, find something unchanging. That's the Upanishad talks about. Find that unchanging among the changes, among all changes which is unchanging. That is the truth. That which does not change among the all changing objects, that is the truth. And so those who know the truth about what is permanent and what is impermanent, they cannot grieve. Why? It is changing. What shall you grieve for? What was not here, it came this moment and next moment it goes away. The water, you are standing on the bridge and the water is flowing in a river. You are seeing the same river, but no water particle is standing there. The moment you saw the one particle, you see the river is flowing, but the water particle, another particle has come. You are not seeing the same water particle, but you are seeing water. H2O. You are seeing H2O. H2O is all the time there. No one has taken out. But water particle, which you saw the other moment, created, that is changing, that is run away. So the body which you see, flow of human civilization, the growth of individual personality is a changing. It's from our childhood, we change, we have come this. And we are changing every day. So this all change. What does not change is the content. The ornament changes its design. But gold does not change. Gold is gold all the time. Pots and pans and all that materials made of, say, steel. The shape of size of the steel, which is called pot, pan, these that may change. But steel does not change. Similarly, the Atman does not change. And this body changes. The mind changes. What does to you? Say, I am not that. Impermanent. So, this is the permanent. And what is impermanent? Never. What is impermanent or permanent? Then why are you grieving? It is already gone. Whom you are grieving? Which thing you are grieving for? Permanent? Permanent thing, there is no cause of grieving because it cannot go anywhere. Impermanent thing, it is always going. So why you are crying for one moment? Childhood is grown to the adulthood. So why don't you cry and weep for the adulthood? My childhood is gone. No one cries like that. Adulthood is gone into the maturity, and that to the old age. It's changing. So hold on to this principle. That's the whole essential teaching of whole Vedanta in one place. Permanent or impermanent, transient or it is unchanging. If it is unchanging, you should not grieve because it is there already. If it is changing, you should not cry because it is already changing. With a split second it is changing. So you cannot hold on your youth or your old age or your childhood. Time will automatically make it change. Click, it's changing everything. It is not dependent on you or me. How people are trying to keep their youth with so much of surgery and this and that. Who can keep their youth? It appears like that. That is also change. So change. Don't weep for the changes. And don't have nothing to weep for what is unchanging. It is there, it was there, it will be there. So both ways you should not grieve. So this is the logic. Never grieve for the eternal self or for the impermanent body, for the nature of things cannot be changed by grief. Now, 50th verse. Another example giving story of the one type of bird. It's called the Kulinga birds. The story goes, a hunter, a born killer of birds, once spread his net in the forest and caught several birds, enticing them with baits. Naturally, when they do that, some baits are thrown and the net is cast, and when the net is cast in the net, birds will come to get some food and they will be entangled. That is the way they're catching the birds. A couple bird of the Kulinga species, that's one type of bird, were moving about that place. So they are, as the free bird, free soul, the hunter was able to entice the female of that bird couple. As ill luck, would have it, the female was entangled into the meshes of the nest. Naturally, he was caught. She was caught. Seeing his helpmate sorrowing in that tragic situation, and himself helpless to come to her rescue, the male bird, out of love for the other, felt extremely afflicted and began to lament pitiably as follows. But the wife has been caught into the net of a hunter's mess, and the husband started crying naturally. He lost his wife. So he says, alas, Providence is too cruel for me. What will he who holds the destiny of all in his hands, God, what will he who holds the destiny of all in his hands get by depriving the life of a poor and pitiable female bird that is lamenting for me? That means the other bird is caught, and what can I do? I have no power to rescue her. And so she started lamenting. He's giving, as you, the ladies, are lamenting for your husband, it is similarly happening. The lady is now caught and the husband is lamenting. The same thing, either this way or that way. Let the God of death take me away too. They said, why my wife will only be caught by in the trap of this. Let I also go along with her. For why should I live on, deprived of my wife for the rest of my life, and sorrowing for her with half of my body cut away, as it were, from me? As if my body is split into two, my other half is the hunter is taking away, my wife. So what is the meaning of my life? The bird was lamenting. Do they lament like that? I think they have emotions. Yeah, they have emotions. Don't think only human emotions. The birds have their emotions. Cats have their emotions. We don't understand their language, but they have their every feeling. Let the God of death take me away too. For why should I live deprived of my wife for the rest of my life, and sorrowing for her with half of my body cut away, as it were, from me? 55, page 217. How will I bring up my unfledged young ones, motherless as they are? They have their children, baby birds. Baby birds, how they will take care of the baby birds if the mom is gone and I am alone only, I cannot take care of them much. Those hapless chicks of mine, will be awaiting the arrival of their mother in their nests, etc. She was lamenting like that. As the cooling of male bird was thus bemoaning the separation from his wife, the hiding hunter, prompted by the spirit of time, shot an arrow from a distance and killed it. So, when you say they don't see the hunter there, a hunter is hiding somewhere. So, you're seeing that bird is now sitting, and maybe they understand the language or not understand, sitting there, he put an arrow and killed that male bird also. So, killed it. So, without any awareness of your own end, you are foolishly mourning over your dead husband. Now, he's talking to Hiranyaksha. He's all the queens, those who are bitterly crying and weeping at the death of Hiranyaksha. So, this is the same situation. And by not knowing that you are crying means you will also die. As the bird was, the male bird was lamenting, is shot by a hunter. And in time it happened. Similarly, this also, you are lamenting, time will take your life also. I am feeling lamenting for someone's death or my friend. Yes, but I am also the victim of that. Time will come when death will happen to this body also. So why are you lamenting for whom? That is the major thing. Idea is that this lamenting has some value in the emotional world, but in the rational world it has no place. because everyone is dying. Some day early, some are little late. But ultimate end will be the same, the death of the body. But death of the body already it is known. It does not damage your soul because you are not dead. You transmigrate into another body according to karma. Or if you know yourself, then you are merged in your eternal consciousness. So, no a loss. Gita also says, Hato va prapsasi sargam. If you win in the fight, then you will what? You will get to the heaven. And if you win, you will rule the country. And if you die in the war, you will go to heaven because of your good karma, your dutiful performance of your duty. That means you will not die. In this life you will be there, after life you will be there. So, nothing to lose, nothing lost. So we should not weep. That is the major idea. Santi Gita also says, same advice it gives. So without any awareness of your own end, you are foolishly mourning over your dead husband. You are thinking husband has died. But you are also dying soon, maybe a few years separation. No? And that separation is few moments separation. Even if you do so for 100 years, it shall all be in vain. If you even, suppose you live another 100 years and you cry and weep, it will be all vain because it is no meaning there. Because you are also to die at the end of that. Now, he continued, 58th verse, when they heard the boy speaking like this, who? The queens of the king Hiranyakshi, and his brother is Hiranyakashipu. Now, Hiranyakashipu now continued to, after telling the story, he is saying, when they heard the boy speaking like this, the king's relatives were astonished, and the awareness that everything in this world is fleeting and therefore unreal dawned on their minds. So this is the dosage given everywhere. When someone dies, we all become philosophers, no? In our life, look at that. When I lose our near and dear ones, when a great loss comes, that is the moment everyone becomes philosopher. Have to be philosopher. Why? What has happened? Where is he? Who is God? Even they don't believe in God, but they'll say, so why it is happening? What is the cause? They're trying to find the cause. What is the cause? Not your will, it's my will, it's the cosmic will, and that is called God's will. And that's why it's a God's sport. We read that. So, when they heard the boy speaking like this, the king's relatives were astonished, and the awareness that everything in this world is fleeting and therefore unreal, this concept dawned in the heart. No? Yes, everything is mortal, everything is changing. So why to pit so much? So why to lament on that? That's why it is said, go forward, move forward. Understand the condition of our existence, how futile, how meaningless, how momentary is this. Try to know who you are, make use of it, and don't spend time in any other useless objects. But these are not vain. The death of their husband created a mental condition. You need a mental condition. To hear that everything is momentary will have no meaning to a person who has no shock. Shocks and blows are necessary in life. That's why it is said only dukkha. Dukkha means suffering. Holy Mother used to say, dukkha is not only dukkha. Suffering is not suffering. But dayar dan, Bhagavaner dayar dan. It is the dan, the gift. Gift of God's gift of compassion, holiness. He compassionately he is making my dark ignorance, attachment break. and making you, putting you in a certain position to pause. Hey, what am I doing whole life? I am so much attached to this. I like this, I dislike this. What are you doing? You can spend enough lifetime. Will you do like that? Awakening comes. Then that is the changing time in lifespan, and that transformation leads to higher experience of eternal truth. Momentary to eternal. After instructing them like this, Yama, the god of death, who took the boy form of a child, young boy, and gave all this advice, disappeared from sight. The relatives of the king, Sujagna, then performed his funeral, and the obsequies connected with it. So then they took the body and did what is to be done after death rituals. Therefore, you should entertain, verse 60, therefore you should entertain no sorrow about yourself and others, apart from the ignorance-born sense of distinction made by creatures between the self and others, who in reality is the self of all, and the other who is really one's own, and who of others. That means, apart from the ignorance, because of ignorance, not knowing this truth, ignorance born sense identification, I identify with my senses. I see he is my friend. It is my mind, senses are giving me the closeness or connectedness. Because it is born of ignorance, so I think they are my own. But we don't know who is inside, they are my own, not the physical body. Physical body is never the thing we want. But our action goes to the physical body. We eat through the body, we see through the body, we speak through the body, we hear, we touch, taste, all this. So he identifies with the body. Therefore, who is really is the self, and who the other, who is self versus non-self, who is really one's own and who of others. This has all happened because of ignorance. Because of ignorance, we get into this trouble. Then Narada said, hearing these words of the Daitya king Hiranyakashipu, Diti, along with her daughter-in-law, gave up grief for her dead son and fixed her mind on spiritual verities. So conclusion is this: the Hiranyakashipu, he has the demon, two demons, Asuras. So other is killed. This boy is now the king. So he says all this advice, and it is coming out of the mouth of Hiranyakashipu. Baba, don't think they are only demons. They have every knowledge. They are saying, see, identification, disidentification, but they will go and fight. This is the play of ignorance.
Does he remember there is Vijaya?
Probably they may not. But their activity.
Vishnu kills them, that time they remember.
But now they don't.
Yeah, that's why at the end when we know, understand also that if you practice all life, then you understand you are Brahman.
When they are in ignorant stage, as we are all Brahman. Do you are aware of it? You are Brahman, I am Brahman, everyone is pure soul. Do you remember it? No. Even the holy things and unholy things, we don't remember. What we did in last life, who remembers? Even in this life, what many things you have done, you have forgotten. So when the knowing is a stage, when that comes, the ignorance drops. Otherwise, we are, when they know too much, they cannot function. They cannot play. If you see in a theatrical performance, someone is started a play, and he knows that he is Mr. Such and Such, so strongly. He is a businessman. His business mind is so strong. When they are acting mind, his mind is not in the acting, but in the business, his acting will fail. You have to totally identify with that play role you are playing. So we are all now in deep drama. We have taken roles and we are really acting like that. Kill, love, hate. But these are all, when you know, then you say, oh my God, what it did. It's all fun. That is the Vedanta. No? So we end here. This is the end of the chapter 2. And we'll start next day, chapter 3. Third one. On page 218, we'll start the third chapter, when Narada will continue to his teachings further. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanam Astu. At 7:30 we will have another class of the Seta Sutara Upanishad. Okay, so some questions are there? No, good. Then
When Hiranyaksha dies, does he remember his Jaya, then become a new demon, or will he only remember after the third killing?
I think, I do not know all this. Maybe he will be remembering. Because when we are born with the past karma's impact, no? That's why Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha, they are born with the past karma's action. That also proves. At the end, when they really, if they be freed by knowing God, then that matters little whether it is a demon or a God. Matters little, holy or unholy. Ramakrishna touched Girish Ghosh was free. That's all. And Vivekananda also died here of Samadhi. That is tuning to the inner consciousness. Both are connected with the inner. At the point of death, when duality vanishes, they merge in the consciousness. No? But till then, duality is there. He is a holy, unholy, pure, impure. All these are there. And the transcendental level, as I said, everything is gold. You can create one design or the other design. Design matters little. So even painting, all painting is painting. There may be inspiring painting, there may be very demoralizing painting. But painting is painting. From the art side, if you look at the art of painting, this is a science. Or it is a way of expressing some feeling. It is same, whether good or bad to the person who is perceiving it. But the creator who creates that, it is an art. So that's the point. When the creation comes, that's why we cannot blame God. Why He has created this bad thing, why He has created this fire, why He is not everyone soothing, why everyone is not kind. But no, that is not the plan of creation. Creation means this variety. A variety of all this trouble, and because it is in the duality level, and when you go back, the artist created it because out of his own love for own self. Okay, now, so we end here then.
Now in Raja Yoga, Swamiji says if there's something good, it should be brought out for everybody in broad, open reason. But in the Tantras, there are many good things, but they're kept secret.
That's secret because people are not fit to understand that. What happens, everything, you give any good thing, but if it is given to a person who is not able to handle it, it will misuse it and it will not bring good to him. So it needs some preparation. For those which is secret have been kept because of some purity to grow. Before that, don't go there. Otherwise, people will misinterpret and interpret in their own way as he understands or she understands. and that is not good. Even Vedanta is not good. Vedanta is not good because you know not the background of chastity, purity, all these noble qualities, truthfulness, honesty. If that background is not strong, and I am Atman, that's a dangerous thing. He will do whatever, and he will say, I am Atman. So I don't do anything. They will come, his own mind will delude him, and that will bar the progress. Rather, it is better if he understands that no, I did something wrong. My mind, I have to transcend the mind, I have to purify the mind, and then you know. That's why even Tantra you are talking about, but Vedanta also, they say what is the Adhikari? Adhikari, who is the competent student. So Tantra competent student should be everywhere. You go to the university to get admitted, you need some competence. So either you go to study physics or you study chemistry. There is some requirement of the chemistry, basic requirements here and there. Without they will not receive your application and consider anything. So in spiritual life also same. Bhakti path. Bhakti path is also very specific requirements are there. Adhikari is a point discussed in everywhere, every sadhana. Raja Jog Adhikari, Jnana Jog Adhikari. But we don't pay attention, we don't talk much. So I think if we talk about that, people will run away. It is very easy to say, I am Atman, I am Brahman, I am pure, but do whatever I like and I am not watching my character. That is very easy to do that. But to know what are my characteristics and qualification, am I a student yet to study this book? Otherwise I will miss. Say, people are reading Rasa Panchadhyaya. That's the divine play of Krishna with Radha and others. Everywhere you will find Radha and Krishna is the adult boys and girls and playing and dancing. No, it is not so. It is a misinterpretation. The children, 11, 12 years children, Krishna left Vrindavan when he was 11 years old and never came back into the Vrindavan. So a child from 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, 9 years, 10 years boy and a 6, 7 years girl, what is the sex there? But people think that is all sex. No? So there's a quality necessary. That's why it is the requirement of the heart, pure heart is necessary. Adhikari is necessary. So without that, they will misinterpret and they live a wrong life and say this is Krishna Radha. Swami Vivekananda was so strong about that. He said that until you lead a 12 years absolute celibacy, don't talk about Radha. That is, she is such pure, you will not understand unless that you are established in purity. So these are the things people don't pay attention, and they read only these big scriptures and talk big things. So that's why sadhana, purification of the mind is very important.
But even Raja Yoga, Upanishads, these are Guhya Vidyas also, that Swamiji gave to everyone.
Now that he gave the ultimate truth, that to just arouse the consciousness. Now he also meant the process how to do that. See God in everyone, see what is noble, don't believe in your lower self, stand on your higher self. So he's saying the same thing, qualification. Stand on your higher entity, not your lower entity. This Jiva consciousness. Go to your Paramatma consciousness. No? He's just boosting, giving a boosting there. Swamiji also gave, because this field was ready in this country. He didn't preach much Vedanta in India, because Vedanta is there already. Their need was hunger, food and clothing, square meal. And here they have learned, they have science, advanced, so much science, and art, literature, everywhere, so much prosperity. Food is not a problem. Life is honest living is going on. So now penetrate this Vedanta. That's why he preached Vedanta here. Right and left, he's talking about Vedanta everywhere. Because it was a field ready for that. Okay? Thank you all. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. See you at 7:30.